Season 6 of The Crown continued its tradition of swapping out actors to portray members of the royal family. Yet in the sixth and final season, it's the youngest generation of royals whose stories are being told by new faces, rather than the most central figure of the Netflix drama, Queen Elizabeth II, who has notably been played by Claire Foy, Olivia Colman, and presently, Imelda Staunton. With Part 2 of the series now streaming, viewers see a slight jump ahead in time from actors Rufus Campa and F. Felwine Edwards, who portrayed Prince William and Prince Harry, respectively, in Part 1, being replaced by Ed McVeigh and Luther Ford, who play older teenage versions of the boys. It's not a big jump in terms of time, but it feels like a big jump emotionally, Suzanne Mackey explained to The Hollywood Reporter in a prior interview. Episode 5, Will's Mania, finds William struggling with the loss of his mother, Princess Diana, played by Elizabeth Debicki, and the adoration that's come with being thrust into the spotlight as he directs his misplaced anger and grief toward his father, Prince Charles, Dominic West. I have a complete soft spot for Episode 5. I think it's exquisite, and I know creator Peter Morgan feels the same way. It's very profound and it's very moving. It's beautifully performed by Ed McVeigh, and Dominic West is breathtakingly good. I really can't wait for people to see the episode. It can make me weep even thinking about it, added Mackey. Part 2 also introduced Meg Bellamy as Kate Middleton, with the series laying out the beginnings of the relationship between the future princess and William, who met while studying at the University of St. Andrews in Scotland. Learning about Kate not coming from royal roots and things like that, I realized we had quite similar upbringings, Bellamy tells THR in the conversation below. Watching her kind of be launched into this public frenzy is really fascinating and a privilege to play someone that you have to look into in that way. I found it really interesting. Talk about each of your casting processes and your feelings coming into this huge, final season of The Crown. Luther Ford first answered an open casting call that was online. My brother's girlfriend sent it to me and I didn't expect to get it. I didn't think I would, but I thought, hey, why not? And then it just escalated very quickly, and I started getting callbacks, and then I think it was about 3 weeks later that I got the part. And it was terrifying. Meg Bellamy, my casting process was a little longer. They weren't that sure about me, laughs. It started off in April of 2022, again, an open casting call I saw on Twitter, and I sent something off. And then just after I sent it, my neighbor messaged me like, you should go for this. And I was like, done. And then it was kind of a jumble in terms of the order that you would expect, because halfway through, we had a read-through where we weren't cast yet, but I was asked to read for Kate. I think I was in the final 8, and same with Ed for William, and that was so exciting because you're meeting all the crew and all the cast, and I think we were both in agreement that even if we don't get it, this has just been the best experience ever. And it was such an honor to read the episodes and to meet all the creatives, because we all love the show. So that was really exciting. And then it was a couple more chemistry reads and auditions after that before it was finalized. EDMCVY, my experience is pretty much identical to Meg's. It was quite a slow process, but then the last sort of month was quite quick. And then next thing you know, you've landed this thing, and then you have to come to terms with that. It was a lovely process. And the casting team has just been so lovely and were really supportive to all three of us. Episode 5 explores William's relationship with his father and, to a degree, his grandfather, following the death of Princess Diana. Ed, what was your experience like working with Dominic West and Jonathan Pryce on the series? MCVY, they're such powerhouse actors and actors that I still look up to, even having worked with them. They were both so generous, and it was an honor to watch them work. They have such incredible careers, and how they are on set is just so amazing. They have all of this experience, and they're just bringing it. And they're really kind people and really easy to work with. There's no egos or any of that nonsense. And they really looked at me as a fellow actor, and we just played together, and it was really fun. When I start as William, he's a lot younger and is going through some pretty horrible times. And for them to give me the license to almost not give them anything, I really wanted to do that. I really wanted to make them work. And the fact that they allowed me to do that was really, really lovely, and they enjoyed it. I had some beautiful scenes and some beautiful days with those guys. I'm very, very privileged to have worked with them. To portray Kate's PTSD from G-Day in the series' 2015 storyline, Sawai channeled her own experience with Japan's Tohoku region earthquake in 2011. With her encounter with Godzilla and losing her students, I reflected on my memory from the 2011 Tohoku earthquake, Sawai tells The Hollywood Reporter. I didn't lose family, but so many Japanese people lost important people to them. I also couldn't live in my neighborhood because the water had stopped and we had no food coming in. On top of the tragic loss of most of her students, Kate's father, Hiroshi Randa Takahiro Hira, abandoned Kate and her mother in the immediate aftermath of G-Day, only for them to later learn that he went missing in Alaska and was presumably dead. Thus, Kate flew to Japan to put her father's affairs in order since he supposedly spent half his time doing business in Japan. That's when Kate unearthed 2 bombshells. Her father had another nuclear family in Japan, and he worked for the Godzilla version of the CIA, Monarch. In Episode 5, The Way Out, Kate then proves that the apple really doesn't fall far from the tree, as it turns out that she once had her own version of a secret life. Shortly before G-Day, her girlfriend, Danny Courtney Dietz, gave her a key to move into her place, and it's soon revealed that Kate was actively cheating on Danny with another woman. For Sawai, Kate's behavior is a byproduct of the distance her father put between her and her mother, Tamlin Tomita. Her girlfriend sees that she has commitment issues, and that comes from her dad not being there enough, and then eventually leaving her, Sawai says. Anyone who's experienced something like that will hold on to those family issues. So, if you see that, then you're going to do that to the person that's coming to you. It's not necessarily because you want to do that, but it's because that's almost your safe place. Below, during a recent mid-season chat with THR, Sawai also discusses how a real-life ailment benefited the traumatic Golden Gate Bridge sequence. Before addressing her future in the Fast franchise, so how does one end up on 3 consecutive high-profile shows, Pachinko, Monarch, Shogun? I have a great team. Laughs. I've also been very lucky, and my team is so supportive of what I want to do. The timing was right, as well. I'm really lucky in the sense that I finished my second TV show in Vancouver and Monarch was also going to shoot in Vancouver, so I literally wrapped on Shogun, and then I went on to Monarch the next day. So everything just fell into position in the perfect way.